Hello, this is Dr. Paul Cottrell, and I'm going to be talking about the markets, the S&P 500, and what the support levels and the resistance levels are based on the new updated chart. But before I do that, please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com. The link is in the description of this video, and help support my work by donating. You can donate through Stripe, PayPal, or Buy Me a Coffee. Just click the links here, and that will take you to the page to donate. That way, it helps support my work, and I can do videos that the public can see for free. In addition, I have many different items on my store. I have ebooks, different ebooks that I have done over the years. And I have supplements. I have supplements in structural nanosilver, like toothpaste and liquids and gels, soaps, lozenges and drops, probiotics, and multivitamins. So please go to the store and get those structural nanosilver products and multivitamins, and that way it'll improve your health. In addition, I have C60, which is a very strong antioxidant. I have it in a 2-ounce, a 4-ounce, and an 8-ounce configuration. You can get it in extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or MCT coconut oil. It's a very strong antioxidant. You take a teaspoon of it a day. That way it'll neutralize your free radicals. And I have a plethora of different supplements like vitamin D3, vitamin C, omega-3, ashwagandha root, goodnight formula, probiotic, which is in a powder, resveratrol, vitamin B complex, turmeric, magnesium and zinc, lignans, which is really important to help boost up your immune system. So you should be taking that every day. Collagen, good for bone health and joint health and for your skin. It has a lot of amino acids in this powder. You take it once a day. A digestive enzyme complex that has proteolytic and fibrinolytic enzymes in it to help to break down carbs, proteins, lipids. So this is very important to take every day. Clarity factor, which will help to get rid of brain fog and allow you to focus at work or school. And I have 2 new products on my store: olive leaf extract, which helps with the immune system and your cardiovascular system, and zeolite, which is a detoxifier. It detoxifies heavy metals, toxins, and chemicals. Zeolite is a product that is negatively charged, so it will attach to positively charged toxins and chemicals and heavy metals. And when you take it every day over a period of time, what will happen is it'll bind to those positively charged molecules that are in your body that have built up because of processed food and unfiltered water and the air that we breathe. And what it'll do is it'll bind to those positively charged molecules and excrete it through your urine it takes about 6 to 8 hours to excrete. Some people take it every day throughout the whole year. Other people just take it until a full bottle is done, and they maybe detoxify their body once or twice a year. It's up to you. If you are on medication, you should be talking to your doctor, because the medication that you're on may be positively charged, and the zeolite might bind to your medication and reduce the efficacy of the medication. So it's very important that if you are on medication, that you talk to your doctor first before you take zeolite. With that said, I also have all natural deodorants made from essential oils from the Himalayas, and I have an even better bar, which is an all-purpose skincare bar. I have different anti-aging boxes. I've created a new anti-aging box here. It's called the Anti-Fauci Deluxe Box. It has the Max 35, which neutralizes pathogens. You take a teaspoon of it a day. This is the liquid structural nanosilver. It has 35 ppms. C60 2-ounce, you take that a teaspoon a day, that neutralizes free radicals. D3 is important for gene expression and getting cells to go through apoptosis if they need to, especially if they're infected. Zinc and magnesium help to boost up the immune system. The turmeric and the ashwagandha help to bring down inflammation, and the ashwagandha helps to control the blood glucose levels to reduce the inflammatory cascade in the vascular system. The omega-3 is important to improve your lipid profile. It'll bring down LDL and help with HDL. In addition, omega-3 is important to prevent red blood cells from sticking. Digestive enzyme complex, like I said, will help to break down proteins, carbohydrates, and lipids. It has a fibrinolytic enzyme in it and a proteolytic enzyme in it. And the proteolytic enzyme will help to break down glycoproteins. And the fibrinolytic enzyme will help to break up clots because it'll break up fibrin. Lignans is very important for your immune system. And you can choose your C60 either in coconut oil, avocado oil, or olive oil. So that's the new anti-aging box, which is the anti-Fauci deluxe box. I also have classes here where you can learn about pulmonology for $50. You'll get a unique password to log in to the classes. You log in and the class is up over here. And you just type in your unique password that you receive once you purchase the module. You learn a lot about pulmonology, from immunology all the way down to reading chest x-rays. There's, I think, 22 lectures in this one. You get a PDF. You can download a PDF file, and you have access to the video lectures. In addition, I also have immunology classes that have been uploaded. You learn a lot about immunology. You can download the PDFs and watch the videos based on the password this unique password that you get after you purchase the product. So you learn a lot about T cells and B cells and rheumatoid arthritis and vasculitis and immune deficiency syndromes. You learn a lot about the immune system. So with that said, please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and get the products and help support my work. With that said, let's go and so this chart here is the SPY, which represents the S&P 500. And you can purchase the SPY by this ETF by just using the letters SPY or SPY ETF. Now, what I developed here on this chart is two fib sequences. One fib sequence is from the crash of 2020 to the high point of the S&P 500 or SPY, and the low point of the previous bear market that we got out of. And that takes us up to the high point of the S&P 500. And by looking at these different retracement lines, you can determine what could be potentially resistant points and support levels. And those support levels are important to understand. So we have a high point on the S&P 500 or SPY for the ETF at 565. And there has been a little bit of a retracement. Now there's a 23% retracement, right, at the at the 515 mark, okay? And there's a strong support level, very strong support level at the 483 mark, and a psychological support level at the 500 mark. So there's three support levels. there is a decent support level at the 23% retracement on the small Fibonacci at the 515. We're trading at, as of this screenshot, at 544. And as I'm recording, the markets have not opened up. I'm recording this on July 30th. So there is a support level at 515. There's a very strong support level psychologically at the 500 mark, and a very strong structural support level at the 583 mark. So if I was to put probabilities here, there is a very strong probability of gigantic support at the 500. It's a little weaker, but strong support level at the 515, and a gigantic support level at the 583. So, you're looking at if there was a market turn down, or if there was some sort of a longer term correction, strong support levels at the 500 and the 483. Okay. If there was a little bit of a market correction, which I don't think is happening, a longer market correction, it might bounce off of the 515 and then come back up, or might break. But 500 as a psychological barrier is gigantic. If you also notice, the 500 is slightly above this higher point from that big rally from after COVID. So 500 is a very, very, very big support level. And the same thing for the 483, which is right at the high point of the rally after COVID. So I'm not too worried of it going below the 483. I think that the probabilities of these support levels holding are very high, like 90% chance. All right, support level that might break if there is a longer correction for the 515, maybe 30% or so. But there's more probability that it's going to go up. I still have a target for the S&P 500 at the 580, or going all the way to 600. I think that we would need to reevaluate the structure of the curve and the geopolitical environment, the domestic consumption environment and interest rate environment before we put targets above 600. We don't know. But we're in July. It's very possible that we hit 600 by the end of the year. There's more probability that we're going to be ending at around 580 mark by the end of the year. So we're going to see a little bit of bouncing up and down between the 560 and maybe the 580, 590 mark. But depending on what's going on in the Middle East, what things transpire with Ukraine, energy costs, inflation costs, what the Fed does, that's going to all be part of the dynamic here. But if someone keeps on saying, well, there's going to be this gigantic sell-off in the market, I don't see that this year. Maybe that happens after the 600, because 600 seems like it's the market has climbed quite a bit. Think about it. It was only 218 at the end of COVID. Or I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. It was 218 when the COVID crash happened, and that crash stopped. This happened during COVID, and the bottom part of that market crash stopped for the SPY at 218, and it's almost climbed as much as 600. It's at 544 right now. Okay, so it's gone up quite a bit over a 4-year period. If you take the high point before COVID, then you're talking about, if I'm reading this right, you're talking about like maybe 340 or something like that. I don't have the exact number here, but it's about, yeah, it's about 340 or so. So 340 all the way to 544. So that's also a big climb in the last 4 years or so. So, um, I think 600 is a psychological resistance point. And without seeing a little bit more structure um, in the curve, it's hard to determine if it goes beyond the 600. But I think that there's more probability that the S&P 500 gets to 580, through SPY, 580, maybe even 600 by the end of the year. There's a higher probability of that than the probability of it going below 500. Again, 500 is a very strong resistance point, and 583 is a very strong resistance point. Why is the 583 a strong resistance point? Because the 83, the 23% retracement on the long fib sequence and the 38% retracement on the short matches. And when you have a match like that, that's a strong signal as a resistance point, a very strong resistance point. So I'm not too worried about it. 483, very strong support level. 500, very strong psychological support level. And the economy does seem like there's a little bit more room to go. Now, if the Fed eases rates, that most likely will generate domestic consumption. And with generating domestic consumption, the stock market will probably rally. So, and then when the Fed lowers rates, the coupon payment on treasuries will go down. And so what that will mean is that some investors may actually want to reduce their treasury exposure and move into equities. So there's another impetus to have the market probably go up when the Federal Reserve starts to ease. So that's my take on it. I believe that again, there's higher probability of a 580 target for SPY, and a good probability of it hitting 600. Beyond 600, I don't know. There may be some correction after that. We'd have to get to that point and just reassess the environment. So thank you for listening to this video. Hopefully you've learned a little bit about the resistance points currently for the SPY and the potential target moving forward. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to all my channels. I have 4 channels on YouTube. I have Brighteon, Bitchute, and Rumble. All the links are in the description of this video. Please click those links and subscribe. Also click the notification, and from there, you can follow my work. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.